It's my privilege again to share the experience and the work which our NGO, that's in Humdard is currently doing. So I'll introduce about the organization very briefly, sir, due to the paucity of time, and directly shifting towards our discussion. Sir, that's Humdard Tak Trust is a non-profit organization which is working for providing free legal aid services to the inmates or the under trial prisoners who are not duly represented. Sir, we at Humdard Tak Trust believe that no one should be deprived of the justice just because they are not financially sound or they do not have enough representation. Since the inception of our NGO, we have been successfully in providing the representation to many, as around 1,000 inmates. But we have been successful in releasing around 550 prisoners, that means the inmates who have been locked in the jail. Sir, we have taken efforts to provide the benefits of the e-governance to the prisoners. We had written a letter to the government in order to implement the e-governance in various prisons across the Maharashtra. And as a result of this, now the e-Mulakat system has started for the prisoners so that the lawyers and the prisoners can have the communication from the place where they are sitting at. Similarly, there are many examples, various inspiring stories that our NGO has been part of. So we have provided representation to the every factions of the society, being a transgender, being a child, being an adult. A very famous example recently is of a transgender who was not being duly represented, and no lawyer was willing to take the case of the transgender, but our NGO took the matter and we were successful in enlarging the prisoner, the transgender on bail. He was accused for a murder trial, 302 offense. So there are many instances where the organization has provided legal aid to the inmates. So I would restrict myself and stop myself here so that we can move towards our further session and listen to our honorable chief guest today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivek. I now invite Soumya Chaudhry to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Advocate Yug Chaudhry, sir, whom we are all eagerly looking forward to hear. Dr. Yug Mohit Chaudhry is a criminal lawyer who leads the movement for abolition of death penalty in India and represents many of the prisoners in imminent danger of execution. He writes regularly in Indian as well as international publications, including the London School of Economic Laws. He grew up in Mumbai, and after completing his master's in English, he taught at Delhi St. Stephen's College, where he was earlier a student and then got a scholarship at Oxford for a doctorate in English. After completing the doctorate, he obtained his law degree at Cambridge and returned to Oxford to write a book on his doctoral dissertation on yeast called Yeast, the Irish Literary Revival and the Politics of Print, and then came back to India to practicing law. He began practicing law in Mumbai in 2001 as a criminal lawyer working on legal aid in prison and then moving on to the death penalty, on which he had already spent a long time researching. His first post-mercy death penalty case, which the execution was stayed, was that Mahendra Nath Das from Assam in 2011. The 2014 January 21st decision of Supreme Court commuting the death sentence of 15 of his death rows, plans of life imprisonment, was historic and can be termed as a miracle. I humbly request our keynote speaker, Advocate Yug Chaudhry, sir, to commence today's discussion on the topic capital punishment in India, good or bad.
All right, thank you very much. I'm not going to give a lecture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bit of an interactive session. All right, so tell me, each one, how many people how many people think capital punishment is a good thing and should be retained in India? Just put your hands up. So we have 1, 2, put properly, why are you feeling shy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 people, I hope I've counted now. If you put up later, gone. Okay, how many think it should be abolished? It's not a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 think it's not a good thing, it should be abolished. So I'm going to concentrate on the 14 who think capital punishment is a good thing. All right. Who's the first? Or did anyone say it's a good thing? Or why do you think it's a good thing? Give me one main reason, big reason.
Because as we all know that there is a lot of tendency in the court cases. I think one criminal dead is one criminal less.
One dead criminal.
One criminal dead is one criminal less in the society.
One dead criminal is one less criminal in society. So what he has done is irrelevant, or it's relevant?
So if he's getting a death penalty, so maybe he must have done some heinous crime only. That is why he's getting that kind of punishment. Obviously, he's committed murder, rape, or something.
No. So what is the reason? The question is this. See, no one is saying he should not be punished. So the question is, why kill him rather than keep him in jail? That is the question. Why should it? Because that is the alternative to death sentence, right?
Yeah.
It's either death sentence or keep him in jail for life. So why do you think it is better to kill him?
So the jails are already so much overcrowded.
So that is the reason. Jails are overcrowded. Okay. Jails are overcrowded. What else? Is there anything else? Jails are overcrowded. All right. Chalo. Anyone else on this first row? Yes, sir. What is the reason? Main big reason?
Few years ago, there was a kind of hijack in India.
Hostage crisis.
Hostage crisis.
All right.
And, prisoners were released. And
I got it. Kandahar. Correct? No? Got it. Yes.
So I primarily believe that there has to be a principle of proportionality applied here.
So life for a life.
Yes, life for life and the heinousness of a crime.
Give me one reason. No. Heinousness. Okay. Life for a life is the main one.
Why death penalty should prevail in
Because he
India.
took a life should be taken.
Yes.
Proportionality.
Yes.
That only, na? Understood. All right. Anyone else in the first row? Yes.
So my point is,
Give me the one big one and try not to repeat. Yeah.
gravity, as I repeat, is one point that I repeat.
No, what is that gravity? 1 minute. Gravity of the crime.
Gravity is a crime, and I think it does instill fear in the mind of the society.
Deterrence. All right. Yes. Anyone else in the first row? Well, only one. Only one. Yes, sir. Deterrence. Message. Deterrence. Got it. All right. Second row. Anybody who feels death penalty is a good thing should be retained. Yes, sir. What is the reason? Taxpayers' money. Yes, sir. Anyone else in the second row over here who thinks death penalty is a good thing? Over here, second row, anyone? What is the reason? Death penalty is a good thing? Yes, you had put your hand up, madam. Yes, you had put your hand up. Same. अरे थोड़ा अलग से सोचो ना. Same कैसा?
If I may add.
Okay, add. She's not giving, so you give for her.
Sir, the impact it has on the society in terms of some crimes are such which not only affect an individual as a victim, but also the collective conscience of the
So the
society.
impact the crime has on society.
Yes,
हाँ.
and so that there is a reduction in recidivism.
So there cannot deterrence, same thing. Others will be stopped and deterred and scared from committing a crime if you hang this man. That's the point. Yes, we have got that. Okay, nobody in the second row here. All right. In the third row, who had put a hand up in support of death penalty? What is the reason? Yes, sir. What is the big reason you support the death penalty?
Prevents the future murderers to avoid doing the heinous crime.
Deterrence only, na?
Yeah, send the message.
Same deterrence to prevent future crime, to scare off future murderers. उनको बताओ इनके साथ भी ऐसा होगा. That has been said. Now, anything else? Don't repeat. Anybody else in that last row for why death penalty is a good thing? Okay. Anybody at the back over here, this side? All right. Let's have a look and see now. Death penalty is a good thing because first, jails are overcrowded. So death penalty will reduce the number of people in the jail. How many people in jail in India? You are saying no, you are concerned about reducing the number of people in the jail. The दिल बहुत टूटता है ना. तो कितने लोग हैं जेल में बताओ?
Just recently we went to Arthur Road.
अरे बताओ तो कितने लोग हैं जेल में? अच्छा कुछ कोई बात नहीं, मैं बताता, चलो करीब 5 लाख लोग, ठीक है, इंडिया में अबाउट 4-5 लाख जेल। एक साल में कितने लोगों को फांसी मिलती है? Last 10 years, how many? 5. Huh? 5. Okay. So in 10 years, you hanged 5 people. You've reduced the jail population by 5. Big reason to keep the death penalty, na? Huh?
Can I say?
हाँ बोलो ना.
It is because like the Supreme Court has given this mandate, like the death penalty should be given the rarest of rare.
हाँ. Let's hang more people.
It should be changed.
Let's hang more people. Come on, let's hang more people. Correct, very good. Come. Let's examine this now. Let's hang some more people. Let's reduce the jail population a little more. So, today, 5 people is too little. Correct, no? What is the criteria for hanging somebody? Today it is rarest of rare. Because of that, only 5 people are being hanged in 10 years. Jail population is not reducing. Death penalty is a method to reduce the jail population. Huh? और कोई तरीका नहीं मिला reducing. When you want to reduce jail population, release people from jail. What is the percentage of under trials in jail?
More than 70%.
70, about 65-70%. 2 out of 3 people in jail are under trials. You want to reduce jail population? So release people from jail. No, why kill them? And if the objective is to reduce the jail population, that is the reason to kill. Can that be a reason to kill? You understand, no? You have to have a very good reason. Can this be a reason? Arey, you're in jail, there are too many people in jail. Come on, let's kill some. You have to have little value for human life, no? So this can't be a reason. Alright? This cannot be a reason. Isko kaat do. Jails are overcrowded, cannot be a reason. Hostage crisis. Who was hostage crisis? Let's talk about hostage crisis. So, IC 814. Huh? Indian Airlines plane got hijacked to Kandahar. And they demanded the release of some Indian prisoners. Not Indian only, foreign also, Pakistani also. Huh? Who was the big one? Hafiz Saeed. And Masood Azhar? I heard someone say no? Okay. So, if you keep people in jail, you are encouraging a hostage situation where somebody may hijack a plane and cause. No, that's an argument. It's a good argument. It's not a bad argument. It's a good argument. So, the reason is this, what you are saying. If you keep the terrorists alive, or terrorist or anyone, if you keep him in jail, then somebody may hijack a plane and hold innocent lives at risk and demand the release of that person. So by keeping this person alive, you are putting innocent people at risk. Have I put your argument properly, sir? At its highest, not dilute to nahi kiya na. This is the best argument of its kind. Okay. So Hafiz Saeed, had he been killed, 814 wouldn't have happened. But was Hafiz Saeed an under trial or was he a convict? उसको अंडर ट्रायल कोई गोली मार दो, खत्म, हॉस्टेज क्राइसिस खत्म. No trial necessary, yaar. You are a danger to our country. Tomorrow there can be a hijack to a plane. Huh? Because of you there will be a hijack. Chalo, let's shoot you and kill you now only. No trial necessary. Hafiz Saeed was not a convict, sir. You understand the point? You're not getting my point. Your point was, you're keeping a hostage situation alive. You're keeping a risk of a hostage situation. Now, Hafiz Saeed, who gave rise to the hostage situation, was he a death row convict? What I'm saying is that I'm telling you, sir, take my word for it. I've studied the subject. He was an under trial prisoner. Check up, no, sabke paas phone hai, yaar. Why was Hafiz Saeed in jail in India? Tell me something. A hostage crisis only happens for a death row prisoner, or it can happen for any prisoner under trial or convict?
I am pressed more on this point that he has committed a
No, that's not what you said. No. I'm dealing with one at a time, sir. No, don't change your ground. No, don't change your ground. We'll deal with the other grounds later. If you want to add to them, no problem. But this is the point you made, no hostage crisis. So a hostage crisis, can it be created only because of an under trial or convict or life sentence or death sentence or rapist? Any prisoner can give rise to a hostage crisis, no? Or does he have to be a death sentence prisoner only? Tell me something. 1 minute. Tell me something. Kasab was caught alive. His trial took some years. Then the appeal in the High Court took some years. Then the appeal in Supreme Court took some years. Correct? Then they killed him. No hostage. No hostage crisis was allowed because they killed him. But the person who would have engineered a hostage crisis, his friends, were they waiting for him to get convicted before they engineered a hostage crisis? They could have done it even before the trial, no? So to avert that possibility of a hostage crisis, what do you have to do? Think about it, yaar. Kasab is a dangerous guy. You don't want a hostage crisis. You have arrested him alive. You don't want a hostage crisis. What do you have to do then? Finish him off without trial. Correct, no? Without trial. Because correct, no? Because if you do a trial, then you can have a hostage crisis in the meantime. You're giving a chance.
From the perspective of not from the law person, but a commoner and.
Are you a lawyer? You're a lawyer. You talk like a lawyer. You talk like a lawyer. Don't talk about a common man. You talk like a lawyer. I'm talking to you. Give me your opinion. You've given your opinion about hostage crisis. Let us examine that a little more. So a hostage crisis can be created by any kind of prisoner, under trial, convict, life sentence, death sentence.
Not by any prisoner, one who is trained.
Arey bhai, what try and understand the category. You can have a. Are they waiting for a conviction before you get a hostage crisis? Is the person who's going to his friend in Pakistan, is he going to wait for the conviction or he may do it immediately? That's the question. He's a dangerous person, right? He's a dangerous person. I'm on the category of prisoner. So what do you have to do to avert a hostage crisis? You have to shoot them immediately. Kill them before trial. Don't wait and keep them in your jail.
If they are seen red-handed, then this can happen.
Correct, no? Alright. Now let us see. So to avert the hostage crisis, you cannot keep your dangerous people in jail alive. And you don't have to wait for trial because they are a hostage crisis, they are a potential threat the moment you arrest them. Now I want to ask you one question. You are a lawyer, you believe in the rule of law, you believe in trial process as a means of adjudicating guilt. But to kill that man at the time of arrest, in order to avert a hostage crisis, whose word are you going to take that he is a terrorist? Humdard, who arrested him. Police officer. He will tell you, sir, he is a terrorist, you have to kill him, you can't keep him alive. You want to do that? On the say-so of a police officer who is going to tell you this man is a dangerous terrorist, you want to kill somebody without trial? And then you do a trial, you're creating a hostage crisis here.
I was thinking earlier of
थोड़ा logically बात करें, can't waste it. चलो, a hostage crisis doesn't wait for a trial, and it's not only given by those who are sentenced to death. Hostage crisis can be created by any dangerous person who's got friends who want him to be released. That dangerous person need not be an under trial, may not be a convict, need not be a death sentence prisoner. So what you are basically saying is to avoid a hostage crisis, you cannot keep a dangerous person alive. And who will decide whether somebody is a dangerous person? No trial, you can't keep him alive, police officer. On the say-so of a police officer, a person who is called dangerous will be killed without trial. This is the kind of society you will want to live in? You want to give so much power to a police officer? Think again. Alright, let's look at the next one. Life for a life. That's you did. How many murders are committed in a year? Alright. So, Since 2001, I'm telling you, since 2001, you have had 7,05,877 murders in 25 years, let us say, 24 years, no, till 2022. These are figures of National Crime Records Bureau published by Ministry of Home Affairs. So from 2001 to 2022, in 21 years, you had 7 lakh murders. In the same period from 2001 till now, how many executions? 8. Okay. So 7 lakh murders, 8 executions. By your logic, there should have been 7 lakh executions. Life for a life. He has taken a life, his life has to be taken.
No,
You said proportionality, no?
proportionality, yes, but also in terms of, for example, a murder has happened. The nature of how that murder has happened, the brutality used.
No, 1 minute. You said, well, we'll come to brutality. I've done brutality separately. I'll write brutality again. I thought you were on proportionality.
Proportionality and brutality.
All right, let's just look at. Okay. So proportionality means life for a life. Person who kills has to be killed. Now let's just examine this a little bit. What is the object of punishment? There are 3 or 4 objects of punishment. One is to reform, rehabilitate. The other is to deter. Correct? Deterrence is of 2 types. To prevent him from reoffending and to prevent others from reoffending by his example. So reform, rehabilitation, deterrence, specific and general, and the third is vengeance. Vengeance as in revenge. These are the objects of punishment. Now, if you take away somebody's life, reform objective is eliminated. Means you are not fulfilling, you are not even trying to fulfill that. Rehabilitation objective is eliminated. Correct? Specific deterrence objective is eliminated. Because you are killing him, no. Not even trying to stop him from the future, you are killing him completely. Na rahegi baas, that kind of thing. General deterrence. Let us prevent others, let us prevent others from committing an offense. Let us scare them by his example, let's kill him. And vengeance. These are the 2 things that remain. Let's examine this. Deterrence. Sociologists will tell you that for crime to be deterred, 3 things have to occur at the same time regarding punishment. Punishment to deter, let us say deter murder. 3 things have to occur together. Punishment has to be swift. Punishment has to be certain. And punishment has to be severe. Let us examine what it means. Punishment has to be swift. To deter murder, the punishment must be swift. The person who is otherwise going to be deterred must not think, अरे यार 10 साल के बाद सजा लगेगा. 10 साल किसने देखा है? छोड़ना देखते क्या होता है 10 साल के बाद. 10 साल के बाद सजा लगेगा, there is no deterrence. For deterrence, punishment has to be swift. First. Punishment has to be certain. Abhi, if your conviction rate is 35% in trial, out of which more than 50% are acquitted in appeal, effective conviction rate in this country is about 15%. And that is the same all over the world. Most civilized countries, this is what it is. Around 15 to 20%. Punishment has to be certain. If only 2 out of 10 murderers are going to be punished, someone is going to gamble the system. There is no, just because 2 people are punished, he's going to say, yeah, 2 out of 10 chances are in my favor here. I'm not going to get punished. So it's not going to deter. Correct? The third thing, punishment has to be severe. It cannot be a flea bite. अभी punishment इतना mild होएगा So somebody wouldn't mind getting the punishment, yeah. There's no problem. 1 month in prison for murder. Anybody will commit a murder. Yeah, I don't like this taxi driver, bloody fellow driving too slowly, honking too much, making too much noise. Let's kill him. I'll go to jail for 1 month, no problem. All right. Now, so 3 things have to be there together: severity, certainty, and celerity, swiftness. All 3 things have to be there together. If one is missing, deterrence will not work. Okay. The question before you all is, in any system of law that we know of, anywhere in the world, and the most perfect time, have these 3 ever existed together? In India today, where you all want the death penalty, to say for deterrence, do these 3 exist? Is there any attempt to make them exist? So the government is not doing anything to make them exist. They are not trying to speed up the system. So what is this effort at death penalty going to achieve? Is it going to achieve deterrence? Studies all over the world have shown death penalty does not deter murder more than life imprisonment. Please understand, life imprisonment is a very, very serious punishment. Nobody is saying that death sentence does not deter. That sentence may deter. The question is, does it deter more than life imprisonment? That is the question. There is no evidence to show that. Now think of it. There's this other philosophical problem with deterrence. Can you teach somebody that it is wrong to kill by killing? How do you kill somebody to show somebody that killing is wrong? Aren't you setting an example? Rather than deterring somebody, aren't you setting an example that it's okay to kill? Are you acting on the principle that life is sacred, it should not be violated? Can you kill somebody to show somebody that killing is wrong? You are trying to send a message, no? Moral message also. And remember, nobody is saying that death sentence does not deter. The question is, does it deter more than life imprisonment? Now, if you wanted absolute deterrence, all right, I don't care what is the cost, I need to stop homicide. Firstly, you have to think that homicide today in India is at a very high rate. Now tell me something, let me take a quick poll. Let us say from 1996, or let us say from 1990, chalo na, 1990, that's about 25 years. In last 25 years, you think murders have increased or reduced? Gone up. How many people think murder has reduced in the last 25 years? Not even one person. I'm talking of murder rate. I'm not talking of absolute murder. Obviously, it is per number of population. No, I'm not on attempt to murder. I'm on murder rate. Actual murders committed. As opposed to the how many per 100,000. How many murders per 1 lakh of the population? Has it increased or reduced? How many people think murders per lakh of population, what is called murder rate? In the last 25 years, how many people think murder rate has reduced? Not even one person. In 1990, murder rate was 4.2 per lakh of population, as per National Crime Records Bureau, published by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. How much do you think it is today? In 1990, murder rate was 4.2 per lakh of population, 4.2 murders per 100,000 population. How much is it today, you think? Don't look at Google for the answer. Huh? But everyone else is saying it's more. All right, you're an exception here. How much do you think it is? Anyone wants to take a guess? Huh? You are right, sir. It is 2.1. So 4.2 was in 1990. In 2022, it is 2.1. And in these last 24 years, how many executions? From 1990? 10, 11. So what has brought the murder rate down? Executions. So there are other things which bring down crime, not punishment, not severe punishment. Keep that in mind. Now, if you wanted to bring it to zero, murder rate to zero, suppose that was your absolute objective. Let us bring murder rate to zero. Can it be done? It can be done. It can be done. You catch the murderer, kill him, kill his family, kill his friends. See who commits murder again after that. Let it be known, if you get caught for murder, you, your family, your children, your wife, your parents, your brother, your sister, your friends, all will be killed because of you. Murder rate will fall to zero. Are you willing to do that? So at what is the price? So what am I doing? I'm testing the proposition. What is the price at which you are willing to achieve deterrence? It cannot be at the price of sacrificing core values. It cannot be at the price of individual liberty. It cannot be at the price of due process. Correct? Is there anyone else who is willing to say yes, kill? No problem. Nobody. Impossible. So let us keep deterrence in mind. If you want to achieve it, there's a way to achieve it. But we are not willing to pay that price. Nobody is willing to pay that price. Brutality. You see, out of these 7 lakh murders which have been committed since 2001, how many do you think were not brutal? Killing a human being is a very, very brutal act. We are not talking of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, 304, part 1, part 2. We are talking of murder, where with full consciousness and intention to kill, you have killed somebody. It's a brutal act. It's not easy to kill a human being, it's so simple. It's a very brutal act. And murder in 99% of the cases is committed in a most brutal manner. Because people are angry very often when they are committing murder. Even though one blow of a stick on somebody's head may be enough to kill him, 20, 30 blows are given. 10, 12 knife stabs are given. Anger. Most murders are committed in a brutal manner. Are you going to give everyone the death penalty? Then you'll have to hang 7 lakh people in the last 20 years. You know, I'm saying proportionality with brutality doesn't change very much. It's still, life for a life would end up even the same as brutality. Brutal murder, hang. Most murders are brutal. Gravity of the crime. Murder itself is the most grave crime. What more is there? Let us say death penalty is reserved for murder. Murder is such a grave crime. It is depriving family members of a cherished relative, children of their parent. A wife is being deprived of the husband. Parents are being deprived of their children. An earning member of society is being eliminated in this manner, wholly unjust. It is an extremely grave crime. It is the most serious crime in our penal statute. That's why it's got the highest punishment. So then every murder should get death. 7 lakh people in 7 years. Now let us examine this. 7 lakh murders in 20 years, sorry. So you had 7 lakh murders in 20 years, right? You all agree, no? Even those who support the death sentence, that you can't kill 7 lakh people in 20 years. You all agree. So what should be the criteria to kill? Supreme Court in 1980 said rarest of rare. Because of that, today 8 people are being killed in 20 years. It's not working. Rarest of rare is not working. Plus, rarest of rare is extremely error prone. You all know about all that. Error rate of about 25% admitted by Supreme Court. Just think of it. Suppose a car manufacturer admitted an error rate of 25%. What would happen to his factory? उसको बंद कर देते ना. A car manufacturer admitted to an error rate of 25%, उसका फैक्ट्री बंद कर देते. Supreme Court admitted that out of the 60 death sentences they discussed, 15 were erroneous. 15 out of 60, 25%. Please read those cases. Can you have a system with such a high error rate? Out of those 15, 2 people have been executed whom the Supreme Court said were wrongly sentenced to death. They have been executed. Raoji Rao and one more person, I forget his name, Surja Ram. All right. So deterrence over, gravity of the crime over. Taxpayers' money, kasab biryani, isn't it? Ujjwal Nikam said kasab is getting biryani, and then he said I lied. Why did you lie? Because you see, I felt there was some, what did he say? Some sympathy was coming for kasab, so I thought I wanted to distract that sympathy. So I gave this lie that kasab is getting biryani because I knew the public would get very angry. All right. In fact, let us examine. Let us say taxpayers' money cannot be wasted. We all agree. Who said taxpayers' money is one of the reasons we should not have the death sentence? Put your hand up. How much? See, my figures are a little outdated. But 10 years ago, I did this research 10 years ago, and it's there in a publication by, again, National Crime Records Bureau. It's called Prison Statistics India. This figure that I'm giving you is of about 2010. About 2010 ka figure, 2010, 2015. Suppose in 2010, 2015, how much do you think it cost? Let us say today, Chalna. How much do you think it costs to keep a prisoner in jail for a year? Exactly right. It was 34,000 in 2010, 2015, so it will be double. So you are concerned about taxpayers' money. That's your main reason. Suppose I told you, I'll pay 80,000 a year, let kasab live. Taxpayer का कोई burden नहीं है ना. Your objection to the death penalty is over. Now you have no objection left. Your objection was taxpayers' money should not be wasted. Because I am dead against the death penalty. I can easily pay for the upkeep of 8 prisoners over 20 years. No problem. 20 years में 8 लोग को जिंदा रखा है ना. I'll pay for them. Taxpayer का खर्चा नहीं रहेगा. So death penalty का then your objection is over. 8 लोग को जिंदा रखने के लिए टैक्सपेयर के जेब में क्या होगा? गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का खाता खत्म हो जाएगा क्या? 8 लोग. Government of India is so mighty, cannot keep 8 people alive. What are we saying? Taxpayers' money. Examine it. 80,000 rupees a year. 10 people. 8 lakh rupees. Huh? You are giving what are your net bad loans in the bank? Non-performing assets which you write off every year in these loans that you give with these industrialists. How much is it per year? 8 lakh rupees. You are saying I can't spend to keep 10 people alive. Come on. Examine your arguments a little bit. There's nothing left. You've gone through the whole list. You want to add any other arguments? Bolola, we'll examine those also. Seriously, even though I may be joking, seriously we'll examine. This death penalty is an absurd punishment. Any other punishment have you known which imitates the crime? Do you rape rapists? किसी ने किसी का हाथ काट दिया, उसका हाथ काटते हो? किसी ने किसी का चोरी किया, उसका चोरी करते हो? किसी ने किसी का बेटा किडनैप किया, उसका बेटा किडनैप करते हो? किसी ने किसी पे एसिड फेंका, उस पे एसिड फेंकते हो? Why do you have to imitate the crime? Only for one offense. No other offense does the punishment imitate the crime. Think about it. Is it a good thing to imitate the crime? Why for other offences you don't imitate the crime? Because society wants to set an example of what is right and what is wrong. We cannot do certain things. We will not do certain things. Our code is different from the criminal's code. He may do it, we will not do it. That is why punishment cannot imitate the crime. If something is a crime, it is a crime no matter who does it. That is why our punishments do not imitate crimes. It's wrong to rape somebody. Just because he has raped, he will not be raped in turn. Think about it. Why do we not imitate the crime? Because crime is wrong. That action was wrong. Only for murder we will imitate the crime. Huh? Whole philosophy is gone. Punishment has to be rational. It has to withstand scrutiny. You are all intelligent people. Please do not buy these myths that are peddled in the name of national security and all that. Bloody rubbish. Death penalty is a means of distracting all of us from the real issues. What does Government of India say? We will have no sympathy for rapists. We will hang rapists. We have no tolerance for crime against women. Verma committee gave recommendations. How many years ago? To reduce crime against women. How many of those recommendations have been followed? Is Government of India serious about reducing crimes against women? Death penalty is a tool to distract people from the real event, from the real issues. It is a means adopted by governments all over the world to show you that they are tough on crime, when in fact they are doing damn all. Just by hanging some few people, they are trying to convince you they are tough on crime. It makes not the slightest difference to crime. What kind of things happened in Nirbhaya have not happened again after that. Please understand what is happening when the government hangs people. Keeping all this death penalty in a statute book is abhorrent to morality. It is abhorrent to rationality. It is an insult to all our intelligence. Remember that. And if you doubt me, go and think about it again and come and tell me what is the new reason to support the death penalty. Alright? Chalo, enough. हो गया और क्या 6 बज गया है और कितना बोलूंगा नहीं चलना. Any questions anybody wants to बोलो ना please come.
Sir, keeping murder aside, but there are death penalty for other offences as well.
Very few, sir. Very few. Most death penalties.
For example, in anti-case also there is.
It's been no, sir. That has been struck down for repeat offence. It's there on the statute book, but it's been struck down. Non-homicidal death penalty is very exceptional.
What about, sir, the waging war against state and all?
Yes, for that there is a death penalty. How often is it given?
Should it be there?
Not at all.
What is the reason for that? For not using
They are saying it is an attack on the country. Is there no better way of dealing with the attack on the country? Today, why are people taking to terrorism? You have to look at that. Your government must do away with terrorism. Government must reduce crime. Can you reduce crime by increasing poverty? Can you reduce terrorism by increasing unfairness? So long as you have unfairness, people are going to take to the bomb. What did Rajwana say? Why did he kill Beyan Singh? He said, when you take away everything from us and you continue to oppress us, a human being can only turn into a human bomb. That is the only weapon he has left to fight injustice. This is what Rajwana said. A Sikh terrorist. You don't do away with militancy by hanging people. You do away with militancy by improving the conditions of existence. You remove unfairness from society. You remove discrimination from society. You remove political oppression from society. You see your terrorism will go away. By hanging people, you don't reduce terrorism, you increase terrorism.
Sir, how do we appeal to the conscience of the people? We as a law student,
I don't believe conscience of the people. You have a thermometer to decide what is the conscience of the people.
how will we be able to convince them that death penalty is
You go and talk to them the way I am talking to you.
So my question is that only because arrest of rare principle is society centric. It is not just centric. So keeping the concern
sense of the society at the center that
Who said it is society centric and not judge centric? Death penalty has become so arbitrary. I can tell you what the result of the case is going to be by telling you. You give me the name of the judge, I will tell you the result of the case. I don't even need to know the facts.
death penalty is given when this consensus of the society has been sought.
It's all theory, sir. Conscience of the society.
Explain to common man that this is not right and this is right.
थोड़ा जाके पढ़ाई करो
This is
यार.
not right and life imprisonment is right thing.
चलो.
It should be made understood to them. Then only we
अरे भाई मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ ना. आप भी जाके लोगों को समझाओ यार. मुझे क्यों पूछ रहे हो और कैसे?
in due process of law.
Check.
That is
It's all-
why we
all
believe
right.
in
Sure.
life imprisonment.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Any of the memorable case you want to share with us?
No. My cases scare me. मेरे को अपने खुद के केसेस से डर लगता है. मैं सोचता हूँ ये केस मैंने किया था, मेरे को अभी भी डर लगता है. अरे नहीं रे, मेरे को डर लगता है. प्लीज, तुम जानते हो किसी को फांसी से बचाने के लिए तुम्हारी रात की नींद चली जाएगी.
That is what I'm asking here.
नहीं, मेरे को नहीं बताने का. फिर से याद आएगा मेरे को नहीं करने का है. मेरे को नहीं याद है. आई वांट टू लीव दिस डेथ पेनल्टी. आई वांट देम टू अबॉलिश इट. ये सब काम मेरे से ले जाओ, मेरे को नहीं करने का है. एनीबडी एल्स? ऑलराइट, चलो.
पूछो टाइम समय है अपने पास.
अरे समय को चलना. यस सर.
जैसे आपने बोला फांसी से बचाने के लिए रात की नींद उड़ जाती है. कभी ऐसा हुआ एनी केस दैट शेयर मत करना, जस्ट पूछो कि आपको चाहिए कि सामने वाला विक्टिम आपके पास आया है, सामने वाले को लिटरली फांसी को, या कभी भी आपने ऐसा
I don't represent victims, sir. I only represent prisoners. I'm a death penalty lawyer. I'm not a victim's lawyer. I represent prisoners. I'm a defense lawyer.
you ever felt that this person should be
No, never.
how
No, never. Punish him. By all means, punish the person. But why do you need to kill him? I feel personally stained, as though someone has thrown a heap of rubbish on me every time there is an execution in our country. I feel besmirched, personally dirtied. I have blood on my hands, I feel, when somebody is killed in my name. Remember, when executions take place, they take place in our names. We have to oppose it if we disagree with it. Somebody is being killed in our name. Think of it. It's not something you can sit quietly about. Anybody else? चलना प्रकाश बंद कर यार. चल वो तो चल. हाँ? हो गया ना, किसी को और कुछ भी पूछना भी हो गया. चल यार, जाने देना.
कुछ है कुछ.
So not a question, but I would like to share something. Honestly, I used to think that death penalty is a way out to some extent, and there were myths, as you said. I should have read more about it. But I just want to thank you for bringing up really rational arguments out here, and I'm going to be encouraged to read more. And
So there is this book. It's available free online. Also, you can download it somewhere from some illegal websites. It's called Debating the Death Penalty. Read it. It's got pro and a contra. Read both sides. Bolo.
I raised my hand against the death penalty, but for keeping my points and some questions about the society, I made my that points only. But my argument for not giving death penalty that it is irreversible thing, and the institution of judiciary is human race, and there are possibilities of errors.
The problem is, you see, with this argument, you're right. It's human judiciary is a error prone. The problem is that there have been very, very few cases in India which have been documented cases of error.
Because when you are hanging someone, and if you find that he was innocent, you cannot bring his life back.
It's not a question of only innocence. It could also be a person who didn't deserve the death sentence, that he was given the death sentence on a mistake. He was convicted. He was rightly convicted of murder. Like in the case of Rauji Rao, they gave him a death sentence on a mistaken understanding of the law. He was guilty of murder, but the death sentence was given on a mistaken understanding of the law. So innocence is not the only yardstick. It could also be wrongly sentenced to death. All right.
so have you ever filed a petition for abolishing death penalty?
Who will it go to? Because it will go to these judges. Huh? I have no faith in them. I don't think they will abolish it. I don't think they will abolish it, no. Because they are too much in awe of the government. That's why. They will say, no, government will have to decide, we can't decide. We are such useless people. Bolo.
So this is something topic. So like you told me right now, there are certain ways where you can take name and you can the
Outcome.
the outcome.
Ah.
So do you think the selection criteria is the collegiate based or the
Now that's a different issue altogether. Chal na. Chal. कुछ ना चल मैं निकालूं
So, you have presented the topic with remarkable clarity, making it easy for everyone to understand. Your insights were both enlightening and engaging. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. As we approach the end of the program, I am pleased to invite Margi Srivastava to deliver the program.
On the behalf of all of us present today, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Honorable Yug Mohit Chaudhry sir for taking this time out of his busy schedule to deliver such an insightful lecture on good and bad aspects of capital punishment. Sir, your lecture was truly enlightening and we are honored to have you with such